let's have a look at some generic bad behaviour, okay? And the idea of stories. So let's just, for argument's sake, say that there was once an author of some kind. Maybe someone who drew pictures or some kind of artistic character, perhaps a political theorist or a scientist, or a, heaven forbid, a prophet from a religion. Each one of those people qualify as a storyteller of some variety or of another. And that individual has told a story to someone else, and or just wrote a note somewhere and left a piece of paper lying around, maybe a cave painting or something, and then sometime later a completely different group of people have come up and gone, ooh, what does that mean? Okay, so in the case of the cave painting, okay, or similar type of thing, artefact, maybe archaeological dig site or whatever, in archaeological dig site, you'll find artefacts that came from civilizations that are no longer with us, communities that are no longer with us, people who are dead, people who aren't there. They can't speak to as to what they're saying or whatever, what their intentions were. So they might hazard a guess based on the remains, okay, the bones, the leftover bits of body, the artifacts that might have been left behind. They're dead. They're not there. They're gone. Their spirits are no longer with us. They're goodbye. But for some reason, the archaeological dig site is supposed to be some kind of clue as to what that civilization stood for and everything that it believed, and including the private lives of key individuals within their community. What's really interesting is that if their civilization was anything like the 21st century, in terms of behaviour patterns, it probably wasn't, although there might have been some tendencies there. You might say, oh, okay, those artefacts came from the most famous people, the most prominent ones, was all these other personalities that were ignored. The idealised ones put on the front of the magazine with the shiny, flashy white teeth and the beautiful hair, like, brushed to perfection, and the shiny and sparkly clothes and whatever else and stuff like that. And if you looked at that, they go, well, that's not how they really lived, was it? That was their idealisation picture. It's like the tombs with the pharaohs, and the pharaohs all dressed in fancy clothes, and they have these great freaking, amazing. I mean, the pyramid was actually an epically oversized tombstone, actually. So there's that. You can be reasonably certain that ancient Egyptians did not bury their dead that way as a generic custom. It was for a special occasion. So it wasn't really representative of Egyptian culture so much as it was representative of how Egyptian culture's hierarchical components resulted in the mass use of resources for the adulation of a singular individual at the expense of everyone else, and occasionally their benefit if they had bragging rights for building such a thing, or were given proper wages and conditions. Well, all of those things are, of course, projections, because we weren't in ancient Egypt. We don't know what they did. We haven't got a clue. And some people take advantage of that and say that therefore means aliens from outer space did it, because there's absolutely no way no fucking nigger built no fucking goddamn pyramid. They can't even build a goddamn fucking plantation. I was like, well, why did you fucking abduct them from Africa then, you fucking fool? Anyway, the point is that those projections are just there to confuse people. Okay? What really happened? You weren't there, you don't fucking know. You don't have to fill the fucking gap by coming up with some cockamamie shit like giants in Sardinia or whatever it might be, okay? Okay? If they found an artifact or something, okay, it just means they didn't interpret it properly. It doesn't mean it never existed. And if they didn't find an artifact for it, it doesn't mean you get to make up and say that they did, because history be fake, you can't. And on that subject with news, as it is in the present tense situation of life, okay, you'll get fake news and you'll get real news. What's the fake news? Whatever doesn't suit Donald Trump. What's the real news? Whatever suits the Democrat Party. So don't you forget it. It's all crap, and you're full of it. And you don't have the right to be taking other people's stories out of fucking context, okay? Maybe the entire discipline of archaeology needs to be thrown away. Maybe all the world's religions and cults need to be thrown away because all you're doing is taking dead people's fucking words out of context and giving other people shit with it. And we're well and truly tired of it. Goodbye.